Get ready for the countdown.
Approach and identify.
This is the Dirty South Network's Top 10 Countdown.
3.
With Adam Smith.
2.
Does he look like a bitch? No!
Listener discretion is advised.
1.
Greetings, interneters, and thank you for clicking that play button. This is the Top 10 Countdown of the best Oregon classic rock songs. And I know what you're thinking. Wow, are there that many rock songs with organs in them? To that I say yes. There are at least 10. Honestly, there are quite a few. Most of these songs came out in the early to mid-60s and are being credited for starting that psychedelic era. These are not obscure songs either. Some pretty killer and far out tunes, man. We will also, in this countdown, hear an interview from the mid-80s with group Deep Purple, as well as others that are on this countdown. Also, have you ever wondered where the safest place on Earth would be during a zombie apocalypse? Or where the safest place in the United States would be? We'll tell you that, and how the government would respond to a zombie epidemic. It falls in line with our Top 10 Extra. Your chance to win, plus great music, where the organ is not only in the song, but takes a prominent role and front stage. One that does it well is the first song on our countdown, a song whose intro was inspired by Johann Sebastian Bach from 1967. Here are The Doors and Light My Fire.
You know that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. The time to hesitate is through. No time to wallow in the mire. Try now, we can only lose, and our love become a funeral pyre. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. Yeah. hesitate is through. No time to wallow in the mire. Try now, we can only lose. And our love become a funeral pyre. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. Yeah. You know that it will be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on 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 fire.
The Dirty South Network's Top 10 Countdown, and a great start to a great countdown. Doors, come on, baby, light my fire. This next tune from 1966. Now, the story goes that this garage rock gem started as a poem written in 1962 by Rudy Martinez, and that it was going to be titled 69 Tears. Mr. Punctuation removed the innuendo and switched the numbers when he and the Mysterians recorded that number one hit in early '66. The tune's signature instant organ part was played by Frank Rodriguez, who was only 14 years old when he created rock history on the Vox Continental. Here's Question Mark and the Mysterians in at number 9 with 96 Tears.
Too many teardrops for one heart to be crying. Too many teardrops for one heart to carry on. You're way on top now since you left me. You're always laughing way down at me. But watch out now, I'm gonna get there. We'll be together for just a little while, and then I'm gonna put you way down here, and you'll start crying. 96 tears. Cry. And when the sun comes up, I'll be on top. You be right down there, looking up. And I might wave, come up here, but I don't see you waving now. I'm way down here, wondering how I'm gonna get you, but I know now I'll just cry, I'll just cry. Too many teardrops for one heart to be crying. Too many teardrops for one heart to carry on. You're gonna cry 96 tears. You're gonna cry 96 tears. You're gonna cry now. You're gonna cry 96 tears. Come on, let me hear you cry now. 96 tears. I wanna hear you cry night and day, yeah, all night long. 96 tears. Cry. Come on, baby, let me hear you cry now. All night long. 96 tears, yeah. Come on now. 96 tears.
Keep listening to the Top 10 Countdown for your chance to win.
Oh my God! Thank you!
From the Dirty South Network.
Number 8.
Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside. There behind the glass stands a real blade of grass. Be careful as you pass. Move along, move along. Come inside, the show's about to start. Guaranteed to blow your head apart. Long story short, don't get your money's worth. Really show, it happened, how you gotta see the show. It's a dynamo, you gotta see the show. It's rock and roll, oh, right before your eyes. People laughter from the skies, and he laughs until he cries, and he dies, and he dies. Come inside, the show's about to start. Guaranteed to blow your head apart. You gotta see the show. It's a dynamo. You gotta see the show. It's rock and roll. Soon the gypsy queen in a glaze of Vaseline will perform on guillotine. What a scene, what a scene. Next up on the stand, will you please extend a hand to Alexander's ragtime band, Dixieland, Dixieland. Roll on, roll on, roll on, see the show. Performing on the stool, we recite to make you drool. 7 virgins out of you. Keep it cool, keep it cool. We don't like it to be known. The exhibits that were shown were exclusively our own. All our own, all our own. Come and see the show. Come and see the show. Come and see the show.
You can't have a top 10 Oregon rock song countdown without a contribution from Keith Emerson, who might be the most gifted keyboardist in rock history. That was Emerson, Lake, and Palmer. There's no greater testament to his talent than this epic tune. Emerson wrote the music for all three parts of it and even made his only ELP vocal contribution. Now, an organ doesn't kick off this next song, and it's probably not the thing you noticed the first time you heard this Animals classic. But Alan Price's Vox Continental seeps in slowly, then builds carefully. The funeral organ even gets the last mournful word as the dust settles on the band's Titanic cover. Price was given sole credit for the rearranging of this cover simply because the names of all 5 band members wouldn't fit, and Alan came up first alphabetically. Oh, the 60s. Eric Burdon did a brief interview on American TV before performing in 1968. He was asked what else besides music he would like to do.
Eric is starting a whole new career in a very few months, the motion picture business, right?
I hope so, yeah.
As an actor or a director or producer, what?
Well, I want to be behind the cameras instead of in front of them because that's more interesting.
So you're going to produce and direct, huh?
I hope so, yeah. Well, either that or be a clapper boy as well.
Eric Burdon has one of the most powerful and distinctive voices in rock and roll. A member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame since 1984, and held by Rolling Stone as one of the 100 greatest voices of all time. Burdon's music forged a new territory while also topping the charts for over 5 decades. Here are the Animals with that hit from 1964, in at number 7 with House of the Rising Sun.
There is a house in New Orleans they call the Rising Sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy. In God I know I'm one.
Dirty South Network's Top 10 Countdown with Adam Smash. Number 6.
to me.
That is Vanilla Fudge with their 1967 You Keep Me Hanging On. The psychedelic rockers' slowed down and dirty take on the Supremes' hit was more like Vanilla Sludge. Now Mark Stein, whose haunting organ intro is the perfect counterpart to that machine gun drumming, it makes for the best bad dream you've ever had. In 2012, Mark Stein did an interview and was asked what his favorite memory on tour was.
I guess the dawn of Led Zeppelin when Vanilla Fudge was in its heyday in 1968, 69, and a band called Led Zeppelin was our label mate, and we were under the same management and business management wing, and they had them open for us when their first album came out, and we became really good friends when they were just really young guys, and we had a really cool time touring together, and you find a lot of it in my book, You Keep Me Hanging On. Yeah. And Robert Plant endorses it right here, along with Paul Schaefer. Oh, wow. And it's the raging story of rock music's golden age. 50 years of rock history, touring with Led Zeppelin and Jimi Hendrix, playing and recording with Michael Jackson and all the greats, and check it out.
Mark was for sure a leadhead. Zeppelin took plenty of shots for encouraging occult activities, but the brilliant John Paul Jones takes us to church on the extended intro of Your Time Is Gonna Come. Jones seems to be playing an organ as big as the Sistine Chapel when he slides into the chorus, gliding alongside Jimmy Page's out of tune, but it works anyway, steel guitar. John Boham made the track sound heavy. Jones made it sound enormous. Here is Led Zeppelin from 1969 with Your Time Is Gonna Come, in at number 5.
Lying, cheating, hurting, that's all you seem to do. Messing around every guy in town, putting me down for thinking of someone new. Always the same, playing your game, drive me insane, trouble's gonna come to you. made up my mind. Break you this time, won't be so fine. It's my turn to cry. Do what you want, I won't take the brunt. It's fading away, can't feel you anymore. Don't care what you say, cause I'm going away to stay. Gonna make you pay for that great big hole in my heart. People talking all around, watch out woman, no longer is the joke gonna be on my heart. You've been back to me woman, but it's coming back home to you. Your time is gonna come. 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 Your time is gonna
You're listening to the Dirty South Network Top 10 Countdown. Top 10 Countdown.
Be sure to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/TheDirtySouthNetwork and follow us on Twitter at DirtySouthNet. Or shoot us an email to TheDirtySouthNetwork at gmail.com.
Number 4.
The Top 10 Countdown, and the band from the most psychedelic tune to come out of Big Pink, Chest Fever, is the showcase for Garth Hudson. The band's organ player was like a mad scientist on stage, conjuring these swirling, slurring sounds from behind the bank of keyboards. In concert, Hudson would perform a lengthy organ solo before Chest Fever, but on the record version, he delivers a short but imposing intro based on Bach's Toccata. Then he kicks into the roaring riff that powers the entire song, and it is in at number 4 on our top 10 organ songs. Time now for our top 10 extra, and before we get into that song, this band's name also is the topic of many discussions recently, a zombie apocalypse. Now, according to the CDC, it is very unlikely and almost impossible for a zombie apocalypse. Almost impossible. But if there were one, how would the government handle it? Well, Matt Mogk from the Zombies Research Society, what a cool place to work. He thinks the government would screw it up like everything else, and we would be left to die or survive on our own. And he has a point. Listen.
So what would the government response be to a zombie outbreak? We can never be sure, but the one thing certain is that they would screw it up. Talking to dozens of disaster preparedness experts across the globe, they all agree. Governments do not respond well to unforeseen crises. The first time a disaster happens, they screw it up. The second time that same disaster happens, they're able to handle it. Well, you don't get a second chance at a zombie outbreak. In 2005, Hurricane Rita was bearing down on the city of Houston, and the mayor was so freaked out that it was going to be another Katrina that he told the residents of Houston to evacuate or they would die. It caused the entire population of Houston to all hit the road at once, resulting in a 115-mile traffic jam that lasted for 5 days. People were stuck on the road, didn't move an inch for 5 days, ran out of food, ran out of gas, ran out of water. They were on the highway motionless as the hurricane came and went. The governor of Louisiana at the time told the residents in the western part of her state that they should write their social security numbers in magic marker on their arms so that their bodies could be identified when they were found dead from debris or the storm. And then they're surprised when mass panic ensues. Governments do one of 3 things. They either don't react at all, they react incorrectly, or they wildly overreact.
Now, Matt goes on to tell us where the safest place in the world and the safest place in the USA to be if a zombie apocalypse was to occur. I'll have that info for you next. As our top 10 extra, we've selected a great band and song to go along with that bit of information. From the band's 1968 album, Odyssey and Oracle. It was written by keyboard player Rod Argent and recorded at the famous Abbey Road Studios. It reached number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 in March of that year and number 1 in Canada. The song's characteristics include the unique voice of lead singer Colin Blunstone, the memorable bass riff, which is similar to Ben E. King's hit Stand By Me, and Rod's fast-paced psychedelic improvisation, and those famous talk-back lyrics.
What's your name? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Is he rich like me? Has he take us anytime to show you what you need to live?
Who's your daddy? Here's our top 10 extra from the Zombies and Time of the Season.
It's the time of the season when love runs high. In this time, give it to me easy and let me try with pleasured hands to take you in the sun to promised lands, to show you everyone. It's the time of the season for loving. What's your name? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Is he rich like me? Has he take us anytime to show you what you need to live? Tell it to me me slowly tell you why I really want to know. It's the time of the season for loving. What's your name? What's your name? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Is he rich like me? Has he taken any time to show you what you need to live?
Eric is starting a whole new career in a very few months. The motion picture business, right? I hope so, yeah. As an actor or a director or a producer, I want to be behind the cameras instead of in front of them because that's more interesting. So you're going to produce and direct? Huh? I hope so, yeah. Well, either that or be a clapper boy as well.
That's our top 10 extra from the zombies in time of the season. And speaking of zombies and the whole zombie apocalypse, if one was to occur, where in the world or the USA would you be the safest? Matt Mogk from the Zombie Research Society tells us.
So at Zombie Research Society, we took a look at every country with a population over 5 million and rated them based on their zombie survivability. Australia comes in at the top spot, primarily because it has very low population density, large areas of land that fleeing people can escape to. It also has the world's largest moat around it. In the 1919 Spanish flu, Australia was able to keep out the infection for a long time because essentially they just closed their ports. Meanwhile, 25 million people were dying around the world. The Australians stayed healthy. Apply that to a zombie outbreak, and they're in pretty good shape. Second is Canada. Canada has a large population base grouped very close to the United States border, but they have got tons of land above there. On top of that, if zombies freeze in cold weather, which is theorized that they probably do, you want to be someplace that it's cold. Canada's got a lot of cold. And the third spot is the United States. The United States has the highest population density of any country in the top 10, but it also has by far the highest gun ownership rate. We're all driving around giant SUVs with shotguns. I like our odds. And if those top 3 countries aren't an option, some other good spots to be are Russia. Tons of land, battle-tested people. South America, I'd go to Bolivia, or Argentina works. Sweden, Switzerland, Finland, all great choices. And despite what Borat says, Kazakhstan is actually a good place to be. Again, we looked at these countries with population over 5 million and based it on population density, natural resources, public health infrastructure, military preparedness, gun ownership rate, dozens of factors to figure out which countries are the safest. When looking at the safest states in the US, we can apply that same model that we use for the safest countries. We look at population density, gun ownership rate, military presence, public health infrastructure. And what we find is that a state like New Jersey that has a population density of 1,000 people per square mile and a gun ownership rate of roughly 12-13% does not hold up well against a state like Wyoming that has a population density of about 5.6 people per square mile and a gun ownership rate of upwards of 70%. Where would you rather be? In fact, the entire Northeast does not look good in a zombie outbreak. If you ever needed a good reason not to move to New York City, that's a good reason. Number 1 on our list is Alaska. Very low population density, rugged population that's used to surviving in the elements, and very, very high gun ownership rate, great natural resources. You can hunt and scavenge from your food exclusively. On the bottom of the list is New Jersey and the entire Northeast. Not going to do well. The regions that turn out to be the best are places like the Pacific Northwest, low population density, high gun ownership rate. The Northeast is a terrible place to be. It's cold, it's densely populated, and people are generally not used to living kind of a survivalist lifestyle. They expect to go down to the quarter store and get their stuff. When that falls through, a lot of people are going to have a lot of problems. The South is always good simply because it's warm. So that's one less survival element you need to worry about. Granted, zombies aren't going to be freezing in the South either. A state that ranks right in the middle but might turn out to be actually very safe is Hawaii. Hawaii, similar to Australia, has a giant moat around it. So if the zombie infection doesn't start in Hawaii, they have a good shot of being able to keep it out for a long time. Now what I would say though is that if you think you want to be in Hawaii for the zombie outbreak, you should move there now, because there aren't going to be a lot of charter flights or boats going once the zombies come.
Now you see, Matt, I like the idea of being in Australia. That's good stuff to know. Just in case, of course. Now if you want to know more about the zombie apocalypse and getting prepared, simply go to zombieresearchsociety.com. Now, it's a gimme that this Stomp Along hit would be one of the top 10 Oregon classic rock songs. Gimme Some Lovin' has got a great groove, and Steve Winwood sure packed plenty of blue-eyed soul into his singing. But the organ riff makes it. More than just a riff, it's the sound that the organ young Steve wields on his Hammond B3 like a bulldozer. He could take out entire city blocks with that riff. Bone-shattering, teeth-rattling brilliance. Here is the Spencer Davis Group in at number 3 with Give Me Some Lovin'.
You're listening to the Dirty South Network's Top 10 Countdown with Adam Smash.
Hey, what stinks in here?
On the Dirty South Network. Number 2.
best girl that I ever had. Sometimes she's gonna make me feel so bad. Thought I heard her calling my name now. Hush, hush. She broke my heart, but I love her just the same now. Hush, hush. I thought I heard her calling my name now. Hush, hush. I need her loving and I'm not to blame now. I got her early in the morning. I got her late in the evening. Oh, well, I want and need it. Oh, I gotta have it. Got love like quicksand. Only it took one touch of her hand. Blow my mind and I'm in so deep that I can't eat y'all and I can't sleep. Na 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 na. Hush, hush. My heart, but I love it just the same now. Hush, hush. Thought I heard her calling my name now. Hush, hush. I need the loving and I'm not to blame now. You got her early in the morning. You got her late in the evening. Oh, won't that need it? Hey, I gotta have it.
Top 10 Countdown, and Deep Purple in at number 2 with Hush.
Number 1.
No, we couldn't make it through the list without another band ripping off Johann Sebastian Bach. To great results, though. The elegant Hammond M102 organ part on Procol Harum's landmark ballad was derived from Bach's Sleepers, Wake, and Air on the G string. Oh, how I love that Air on a G string. But I don't think that's what Bach was thinking of when he titled that song. Gary Broker of Procol Harum talks about songwriting and hit songs of Procol Harum in an interview from 1997. Listen.
No, it was, I mean, it was inspired, if you like, by Air on a G string part, okay. which is like, I don't know how it goes. I didn't know how it went then. I'm playing a bit fast. I mean, the only similarity was the bass line, which. And I got it wrong, and so I thought, well, and I was doing it in a different key. Just came out like that, so it wasn't stolen from anything. It was just
inspired.
That was rather boring, actually, wasn't it?
No.
Matthew Fisher's organ work flows like a river through the 4-minute song, with the exception of when he emphasizes the choruses. With that great zoom up the length of the keyboard. Decades later, A Whiter Shade of Pale remains one of the 30 best-selling international hits of all time. And it's our #1 organ classic rock song of all time, Procol Harum and Whiter Shade of Pale.
We skip the light fandango, turns cartwheels across the floor. I was feeling kind of seasick. The crowd called out for more. The room was humming harder as the ceiling flew away. When we call out for another drink, the waits have brought a tray. And so it was later, as the miller told his tale, that her face at first just ghostly turned the whiter shade of pale. She said there is no reason, and the truth is plain to see. But I wander through my playing cards, would not let her be one of 16 vestal virgins who were leaving for the coast. And although my eyes were open, they might just as well have been closed. And so it was as the mirror told his tale, that her face at first just ghostly turned the whiter shade of pale.
The Top 10 Countdown, Procol Harum's Whiter Shade of Pale, our #1 organ classic rock song of all time. Thank you so much for listening, and big thanks to YouTube, Wikipedia, and UltimateClassicRock.com for this great list. Join us next week as we're going to dive into a new format to explore the Top 10. It's going to be the Top 10 Country Songs of all time. So if you dig country, check us out next weekend. Listen to this sample, and we'll see you then. Y'all be good to each other.
Thanks for listening to this week's Top 10 Countdown.
Right here.
On the Dirty South Network.
It's the hottest station.
Here's a sample of what you can expect coming up next week.
Johnny said, devil, just come on back if you ever want to try again. I done told you once, you son of a bitch, I'm the best there's ever been. He played Bound and Bound, Run, Boys, Run.
You'll also hear this hit.
And soon they'll carry him away. He stopped loving her today.
And you'll hear this hot hit.
Turn it up, y'all.
She's a good-hearted woman in love with a good time tonight.
So check us out next weekend as we count down the top 10 on the Dirty South Network.